All right, hi guys, welcome to my new YouTube channel. My name is Jacqueline and I'm so happy to have you here. I have honestly been meaning to launch this channel for quite some time now, but trust me, it is worth the wait because I have truly never ever felt this inspired to just want to come back on here and share everything with you guys. And I mean everything. I want to share behind the scenes. I want to share all the different strategies I've been applying for my e-commerce businesses, lifestyle content. If you guys want to see that, just let me know. I've literally been traveling the world while building my businesses. So yeah, and more importantly than anything, actually sharing how you guys can build your own online businesses this year. Now, as some of you guys may or may not know, I actually did have a YouTube channel and unfortunately it got taken down because it was hacked. So yeah, very unfortunate. I was kind of sad about it, but all good. The whole situation fell out of my control and I was like, you know what? I just need to launch this now because it's a very exciting time to be in this space and I have a lot to share. Now, most of you guys probably only really know me from Instagram, majority probably from TikTok, I'm assuming. And yeah, I primarily only share information on there about business, nothing really about who I am, my journey, anything like that. So I feel like the best way for me to just introduce this channel is just by sharing my full transformation, how I've actually been able to go from someone who was completely hopeless not that long ago, college dropout, alcoholic, just completely lost in life with no direction, to becoming a millionaire in my early 20s. And I did it all on my own. So yeah, this video is for every single girl out there who knows deep down in her core that she is meant to live a big life, an abundant life one day, a luxurious life, but maybe you feel stuck and you just feel like you just don't know how the hell you're gonna get there, but you know for certain that you are meant to live a life like this or whatever life you desire. This video is for you because that used to be me not that long ago. I always knew that I was meant to live this life and I knew that for certain since I was very young, and that's why I made it happen for myself because I felt like I was deserving of this life, so I knew I was gonna have it. Now, let's get into how I've actually been able to achieve this. Now, who am I? I am just a regular girl who actually did not really grow up with that much. I grew up with just my single dad raising me on his own. My mom actually abandoned me when I was about 3.5 years old, and then she never looked back after that. So it was always just me, my dad, and my two younger siblings, two boys. And yeah, as you can imagine, growing up in a household full of masculine energy was really not the easiest, to say the least, but my dad did the best that he could and I owe him everything. I watched him struggle so much during my childhood, and because I watched him struggle, I started working from a pretty young age and I had to grow up really quickly. It's not like he made me go work, but I wanted to go work because I always wanted, you know, the new pair of shoes, the dress, all these different things, all these material things, and I just knew my dad couldn't afford everything. So I took that upon myself and I did that, and no regrets. It taught me how to be a hustler at a young age and it got me here. Now, yeah, so around this time in my teen years, I actually moved to the Bay Area. So I grew up in a town called Santa Maria. Most of you guys, probably none of you guys know where that is because anytime I tell someone where I'm from, they're like, where is that? But it's in the Central Coast. And yeah, I grew up there. I moved to the Bay Area and then the East Bay. And yeah, as you can imagine, changing from an environment in SoCal, everyone's completely different from the Bay Area. I felt like it was just completely different environments. So growing up there, moving to the Bay Area was difficult because it was just completely different, not easy. So I had to adapt, and that also kind of made me grow up pretty fast as well. And this was pretty difficult for me because around this time I was dealing with pretty severe anxiety and depression, and it got worse as I got a little bit older. But regardless of all the mental things that I was dealing with, I always still tried really hard in school. I always got good grades, and I really just wanted to be a good example for my siblings and also just make my dad proud. And of course, I always had high expectations of myself. But when college came around, I started to get really worried because I just always felt that college was not going to be the path for me. I always wanted a big life. Like I always wanted a lot of luxury things. I always wanted this big life, and I just felt like that was not going to be the path to get me there. And this made me really depressed because, like I said, I always tried really hard in school, but I ended up going because that's the path to success, right? That's the path that we're all told to take. hopefully, you know, you go to college, you get into one of the big four one day, and you get a good paying career. And that's the path that I took. And I ended up dropping out of college very early on. And yeah, I just realized that this was not the path for me, because I just did not align with any of the career paths. I hated all of the material. I didn't align with any of it. And I was like, my little plan was like, I'm just going to drop out and I'm going to figure it out as I go. And I'm just going to stack my money. I was used to working a lot of jobs anyway. So I was like, I'm just going to try everything and see what sticks, and I'll figure it out. So that's what I did. I started working all kinds of jobs. I have lived so many lives, guys. I really have. I worked as an assistant for someone, an ex-boyfriend, toxic ex-boyfriend of mine. I worked in the nightlife industry. I worked in retail for like 4 years or 5 years. And yeah, I worked all kinds of jobs. And yeah, that's what I did. And when I started working in the nightlife industry, my life started really becoming really toxic. It started spiraling down, and it just got worse and worse as the years went on. And yeah, I became a full-blown alcoholic. To paint the picture for you guys who I was, I couldn't go out in public without drinking at least 2 shots of tequila. Like, I could not go out in public whatsoever. And yeah, it's crazy to think back, because I can't believe that that was me not that long ago. I was so lost. And I also got into a really toxic relationship with someone who was a lot older than me around this time. He was really controlling, abusive, all of the things. And I also lost my best friend of 14 years. And I was going through other things as well. But yeah, as you can imagine, this was like the lowest of lows for me around this time. And one night I had my breaking point. It was like a moment of realization. I was driving home from my night job. It was like 3 a.m. and I just could not stop crying. It's like everything just came crashing down at once, and I just felt all of the emotions, and I just started bawling my eyes out on the freeway for like an hour and a half, pitch black, and I couldn't even drive. I was just like, oh my God, this is my life. Like, holy shit, Jackie, like, this is my life. Like, the reality really hit, because before that I was kind of, you know, hiding my reality with all of the drinking and just kind of like trying not to live in that reality. I was changing it by drinking so much. But yeah, everything came crashing down, and I just felt so lost, and I was like, oh my God, I need to change my life. I was so beyond disappointed with myself. I was so angry with myself, and I just could not believe that I let my life get to that point. And from that moment forward, everything shifted. I decided in that moment that I'm gonna change my life, and failure is not an option, and I need to figure it out. So that's what I did. I started researching how to make money online, and I stumbled across a video of a girl who was living my dream life. My dream life, like I said, was always to make a lot of money and travel the world. That's all I ever wanted. I've always been fascinated with traveling. So I stumbled across her video, and she was living that life. And I don't know what it was about her video. She mentioned that she was doing Amazon FBA, but I don't know what it was about her video specifically. It resonated with me a lot. I felt like I saw myself in her, and she had no special skills. And I was like, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. I have to put everything I have into this. And that's what I did. I spent months and months and months of research. I invested eventually into a program, a $5,000 program, a couple other programs. And I spent every waking hour just making sure I was going to succeed. I even bought books on how to launch on Amazon. I joined seminars, I joined webinars, I joined communities, I networked. I did everything possible to make sure that I was going to succeed, because I had no plan B. Resorting back to a 9-to-5 job was just never ever gonna work for me. There was no way in hell that I could see myself doing that for the rest of my life. So this had to work, okay? This had to work. When I say I went all in, I went all in, okay? So that's what I did. And after, you know, a couple months later, maybe like 7 months later, by the grace of God and hard work and discipline and working on myself, you know, envisioning my life, writing down my goals and creating a vision board and just working on my personal development journey as well, and, you know, putting everything I had into this business, I was able to launch my first product, and it was a success. I actually sold out of my inventory within a few weeks. I made pretty decent profit. And yeah, after this, I just decided to double down on this, and I moved to Colombia. Even though I was making thousands of dollars in a week, I decided to move to Colombia to live in hostels, to reinvest every dollar, every last, everything back into the business to scale that brand and scale my second brand when I was there. And after this, it was just up from there. I ended up moving to Dubai for like 3 years, basically. Yeah, it was about 3 years where I was living there, and being there in that type of environment also helped me out a ton, because in the past I was surrounded by people who didn't believe in me, who didn't think that this was a possibility for me, who are very toxic. And yeah, going from that type of environment to that environment was life-changing to say the least, because I was surrounded by people who were making way more money than I was, like way more money. And yeah, that also helped grow my business and helped me grow as an individual. And then I moved back to the States, I think. And then I moved to Tulum, Greece. I moved to Bali, I moved to London, now I'm in Bali again, and it's just been up from there. I bought everything I ever wanted. I bought my dream car, my G-Wagon. I paid it off in cash within just like 2 years of launching on Amazon. I bought in everything I ever wanted. I've helped my dad, the most important thing. I've literally helped him with everything. I mean, I help him every single month still. I help my siblings. I've been able to achieve everything I ever wanted because I went all in on myself and I believed in myself when nobody believed in me. So this is your sign that you need to just go all in. And if you feel like you are deserving of this life, you need to make it happen for yourself, because now you see that I went from nothing, literally nothing, to having this dream lifestyle of mine within just a short span of just a few months, literally a few months. It didn't happen overnight, and it was not an easy path. But I'm sharing this to show you that it's possible. If I can do it, you can do it too. And yeah, it's been an amazing journey. Like I said, it hasn't been easy. And I will say, it's also been a pretty lonely path for sure. But it's so worth it. It's so worth it, guys. It's so worth it. And yeah, I hope that this serves as inspiration. Now, in the next few videos, my mission with this goal is just to make it really easy for you guys to digest information about e-commerce, how to actually start your own businesses this year. So in the next few videos, this is what you can expect. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed my story, my journey, how I've actually been able to change my life completely. And yeah, let me know if you guys resonate with my story in the comments. I'm curious, and let me know what else you guys want to see from me, and like this video and subscribe. That will help me out a ton. That's it, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.